in contemplation. An unanticipated chill raced up my spine, jolting me wide awake. Holding my breath, I strained to discern any unusual sounds. Despite my best efforts, the only audible rhythm was the rhythmic breathing of my sister below. Eventually, curiosity prompted me to subtly roll onto my side to gain a view of the hallway through my partially opened bedroom door. Initially, the distant footsteps in the hallway offered reassurance, assuming it was my dad making his customary nightly rounds. However, as the footsteps drew nearer, a palpable wave of unease washed over me. The breathing accompanying the approaching figure was markedly different from my dad's familiar cautious steps. As the figure materialized in my doorway, my unease intensified. In the dimly lit doorway stood a tall, broad-shouldered figure adorned with a wide-brimmed hat, audibly breathing. Assuming it was my dad, I relaxed momentarily, only to realize that this mysterious visitor did not align with my father's characteristics. Attempting to feign sleep, I closed my eyes, hoping the unease would dissipate. Yet when I opened my eyes again, the figure remained an enigmatic silhouette. Despite the filtered moonlight providing some visibility, the details of the figure eluded me, casting a shadowy presence in the doorway. The only tangible aspect was the persistent sound of heavy breathing. Just as I reached my threshold for stillness, the figure took a final deep breath and receded, seemingly dissolving into the darkness. Rather than reacting as most children might, calling out for parents or seeking refuge under the covers, I pondered the mystery until sleep claimed me. The following day, questioning my parents about nighttime visits to my room yielded denials. As time passed, the memory faded into the recesses of my mind until the Hatman image triggered its recollection. To this day, the nature of that encounter, whether a sleepwalking parent, an intruder, or something supernatural, remains an enigmatic and unresolved mystery.